Hello, this is Sunil Sunder Raj with Jersey Sporting News. Today, I'm happy to be speaking with Ryan Devanney, a sophomore right-handed pitcher on the County College of Morris baseball team, who also on March 14th threw a no-hitter against Mohawk Community College and is committed to Sacred Heart University. Ryan, once again, thank you so much for the opportunity. Congratulations on an incredible achievement, a milestone. Said Mark and. Here committing to Sacred Heart. Could you talk about this just in terms of that no hitter? I mean, that I'm sure that's for you a bucket list item and something that will you'll cherish forever, Ryan.
Yeah, first, thank you for having me. I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to have me on. And the no hitter, it's a great accomplishment. After the excitement and everything kind of calmed down after that a couple of days, I'd just like to credit like the hard work I put in all off season with my team and the training facilities I use, and it's a massive accomplishment, something I've wanted to do in college for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, I was looking at the stat line: 7 innings, 1 walk, 8 strikeouts. The team, I think, scored 5 runs in the fifth inning there to give you that lead and just that cushion there. Can
Yeah.
you talk about it? Just I wanted to ask you, just heading into that game, and I'm always intrigued, fascinated by a pitcher, said warming up, getting prepared for a game. Walk me through, just in terms of beforehand and then as soon as you got into the game as well here, Ryan.
Yeah, so before obviously we were in South Carolina, so the weather was a little
Yeah.
warmer, body was feeling good, and my
Hmm.
mentality every time before I go into a game is just give my team a chance to win every single time that I'm on the mound. That's the main goal, is just give them a chance to win, let them score
Hmm.
runs, and hopefully when I exit the game that we have a chance to win. And I
Yeah.
didn't have to that game, so it was a really good experience. And taking the mound out there, I knew I had my best stuff that day pretty much right away. So that was something that I knew it was going to be a good day from the start. Yeah.
Yeah, that's an excellent point you made, Ryan, because like once you're into the flow, you have that rhythm locked down. I'm sure that there was as the innings, proceeded, you just gained that confidence, as you go on. Would you agree with that assessment?
Oh, definitely. I mean, funny enough, I didn't even know I threw a no hitter until after the game. I, and
Yeah.
then after the game, my dad told me, he was like, "You threw a no hitter," and I was like, "What?" That going into it, yeah.
Yeah, that's terrific. Hey, once the team has said scored the 5 runs in the fifth inning, so you have that. I mean, now you could really be free flowing and just loose on the mound. But still, you want to maintain, said that that swagger, that confidence there. Walk me through after the team scored the 5 runs, and then said the innings afterwards as well. Here, Ryan.
Yeah, so obviously I have a great team behind me, and after we scored those 5 runs, my mentality on the mound still wasn't going to change. I still wanted
Hmm.
to be able to do the best that I could every pitch, be
Yeah.
able to hit. So from a mentality standpoint, I was still just doing my job out there on the mound. But
Hmm.
obviously, when the team gives you a little bit of a cushion to work with, the confidence obviously grows when you're up in the game.
Yeah, I think again another outstanding point you make. Everybody talks about like the physical component of playing baseball, but if you're not mentally in tune on there, especially on the mound, facing said the best competition out there, it really can backfire on you, Ryan.
Yeah, 100%. If like I used to have confidence struggles early on in my career, whether it would be high school, even a little bit my freshman year in college, and the
Hmm.
play just by having the confidence, even if physically you're the same, is astronomical. How much better you could do just by having a good mindset.
Yeah, again, it said just a great job there with describing that. Hey, look, this year in terms of your numbers, I think it's 17 strikeouts and 50 innings pitched, 1.20 ERA, just walked three, yielded 3 runs, two of them earned 3 walks. I mean, those are just, I mean, again, uh, surreal numbers. Just the fact that you've been able to dominate on the mound. Talk about that because I mean, again, and as you said, you have a great team behind you in terms of not only the offensive production but also this pitching staff as well. But just describe that every time say you put that number 141 jersey on every time you take the field. That's got to feel good that just seeing your hard work paying off here, Ryan.
Yeah, definitely. Every time, like I said before, it's my mentality game to game, no matter who we're playing, it doesn't really change. It's every time I go out there, I'm looking to compete and give my team a chance to win. And so far this
Mhm.
season, again, like the hard work and everything that I've done has been proving on the field every time I take the mound so far. So I'm looking to continue to do that and continue to give my team a chance to win every single time I pitch.
Hey, I read that you're a mid-year transfer. I mean, to come in, it said from Brookdale Community College here into the County College of Morris. Talk about that transition and just, being able to, fit in. And it just seems like everything is, it's been a seamless transition. Everything is really clicked and fired on all cylinders here, Ryan.
Well, yeah, first I'd like to start off with head coach Jason Fiore making that
Yeah.
transition easy for me, making me feel at home almost immediately during the transfer. I mean, I transferred during the dead period at school too, so I didn't even have
Okay.
my thing scheduled. So I came in like
Yeah.
right before Christmas, and he made me feel at home. And we have a great group of guys that made me feel included like right away.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, I'd say I have some like the closest friends I've ever had on this team, and I've only been here for about 2 months, so that's really awesome.
That's wonderful to hear. I mean, it's just in that short duration. I'm wondering that first time you took the mound here, Ryan, can you describe that experience?
Yeah, so we were actually in Delaware playing Del
Okay.
Tech, and one of the best teams in our conference. Taking the mound for the first time in that jersey was a special moment for me. But
Yeah.
then again, or you get the nerves out after that first pitch goes. It was all business. It was about executing and staying confident and giving my team the ability to go out there and do what they can do.
Yeah. No, it's great to hear. Hey, you talk about, preparing for a season. And again, I always ask athletes this, especially baseball, in terms of the strength and conditioning, nutrition, rest and recovery, and mental. We talked about the mental component, but in terms of getting your body in shape, and the rigors, the grind, you have to go through to really be the best at your craft. So I'm wondering, like, heading in the fact that, like, there was so much going on with you. So I mean, it was, fluctuating, but just the fact that you were able to just maintain your composure, and then again, mentally and physically here, Ryan.
Yeah, so from a physical standpoint, in the off season, even with the transfer, my plan never derailed from what the end goal was, and that was to have a
Hmm.
great no matter where it was. And you know, I have a great pitching facility up here in North Jersey that I've been working with for the last 2 years. Total Arm Care, they're amazing. They
Okay.
got my mechanics where they really needed to be to start this season,
Yeah.
and then strength training, mobility was a combination of myself, and then freak strength, which is more north with Mike. So I was just, even with the transfer and all the moving pieces, I felt really confident in where I was mentally and physically to get ready for the season, no matter where I was going to play.
Yeah, that's again, so many great points you made there. The fact that utilizing those facilities, and I wanted to, like, just add another layer to that, because I know technology plays an important part in this as well. Can you speak to that? Because I think that really, again, makes such a, critical, said, or plays a critical part in just in terms of the success as well on the field.
Oh, absolutely. So the age of baseball with technology has grown exponentially over the past
Hmm.
years. And I noticed right away when I got technology involved, whether it was like the slow motion camera or the machines that read all your data when you throw,
Yeah.
it's to make those adjustments even in season. If you need to, something's off and you need to go throw a bullpen to get your numbers and see where the difference was from your best to where you are now. I think
Hmm.
technology absolutely massive part to it.
Yeah.
And I think everybody should be using some type of technology now, just because it's the new thing, and it's not
Yeah.
going to hurt.
Yeah, definitely. It's so beneficial. Hey, I'm just wondering, like, coming from Brookdale, and talk about your experience at Brookdale, and to see where, again, that progression, where you were, said last year, coming into this year, of course, with the County College of Morris. Can you talk about your time there as well at Brookdale?
Yeah, so I think the biggest difference between last year and this year was just a health standpoint. Last year
Hmm.
at Brookdale, it was very difficult for me to. I was very on and off the field dealing with some minor injuries, nothing major, but it just kept.
Hmm.
Every time I got back to 100%, I would have a little bit of a setback.
Hmm.
So I would say the biggest thing for me from when I was at Brookdale to now was learning what works for my body and how to take care of it, and what's going to keep me on the field in the long term. And I
Hmm.
think figuring out those key components not only obviously is keeping me healthy and playing, but it's you're healthy, you keep playing and you keep developing. And that's when I really saw a skyrocket with velocity, my stuff, my mentality, just everything going into it was just
Yeah.
all at once shot up. So
Yeah, no, it's fabulous to hear. It said committed to Sacred Heart University. Again, congrats on that. Proud of it said achievement. Talk about that. Just what led to that decision making, and that Sacred Heart University was the perfect fit for you here, Ryan.
Yeah, definitely. So during my recruiting process, when I was still at Brookdale, I knew I wanted to commit either late August, mid September, somewhere in that mark. And
Hmm.
I went on a lot of visits. I did a lot of things with other schools, but when I went to Sacred Heart, the coaching staff and the support team that they have, like, really felt like it was going to be the right option for me to go continue my athletic career there. And the school's beautiful. It's a great academic opportunity for me, and I'm really
Yeah.
excited.
That's great. That's great to hear. Hey, when it comes to the game of baseball, and obviously you've been playing it, for a while, just wondering, like, what makes it so special to play? What are some of the things, maybe it's a practice, a game, if you're training, with your teammates, something, some of the particulars or tendencies that really stand out to you here, Ryan.
I mean, it's been the same thing my whole life. Whenever I put on a jersey, whether it's practice or a game, it's
Yeah.
just fun. You have the best time of your life when you're on that field, whether it's with your friends or you're in a game. The competitiveness, the adrenaline, just
Yeah.
everything goes. But there's just, for me, there's not a bad thing about it. It's what everybody on our team loves doing, and I think that's what makes us so good. And I really think we're gonna have a special year because everybody's having fun. And I think
Yeah.
that's a lot of college teams lose the aspect of sometimes having fun. Moreover, it feels like a job. Like, I know a lot of my
Yeah.
friends are playing in college right now. They start to say when they're junior and their senior year, it's like it's a grind. It feels like a job,
Yeah.
and everybody here is just having fun. We're loose. We're still putting in just as much work as everybody else, but at the end of the day, we're having fun and competing.
Yeah, that's great. Hey, I think it's great. And I wanted to ask you about the, talent here, of course, in the state of New Jersey, junior
Mhm.
college. Everybody talks about, said the other division levels and, the top tier colleges. But I think the talent here at the junior college level is some of the best across the country. I want to ask you just, per se, just some of the competition that you've been able to match up against here, Ryan.
Yeah, so even from my freshman year, like, junior college baseball for I guess an outsider is looked down upon. But when you get here and you're pitching, like, you
Yeah.
could be going against a whole team that has guys going off to Division 1 Power 5 schools. Like, there's a
Yeah.
lot of that are going to go into it, and I think junior college baseball, team to team, has some of the best talent around, especially in New Jersey. There's a lot of good teams here, and
Yeah.
a lot going to 4 year schools in the lineups and on the pitching staffs too. So I think that the talent here is underlooked if you're an outsider, but if you're on the
Hmm.
inside, just how good the competition is that you're playing every day.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Hey, I wanted to quickly pivot back to head coach Jason Fiore. I got to interview coach last year, and I thought, I mean, just in terms of the leadership and the experience he brings to the table. But take us behind the scenes, just in terms of during the course of a game and even during the practices as well. Just again, how much he means to this program.
Oh, he's awesome. His leadership. He's a coach that you want to play for, that you want to win for, and I
Hmm.
think another thing that gels us together and makes us better. But from a practice and from a game standpoint, I don't think I've seen a lot better than him. He's doing everything perfectly, and I think this team's going to have a deep run because of him. And it
Yeah.
obviously starts at the top, and he's doing an excellent job there.
Yeah, again, that's super to hear. So I have to ask you, Ryan, when it comes to maybe either college or maybe definitely Major League Baseball, any particular pitchers that you pay close attention to and really try to pick up on their I guess the what how they in terms of their delivery and their mechanics, said on the mound, and that you're really locked in on and say, look, that's something I can maybe apply to my game as well.
Yeah, so I grew up a Mets fan my entire life.
Okay.
It's for a couple years now, so
Okay.
it hard to see him go. But for as long as I can remember, Jacob Degrom was the guy who I watched every start. I
Yeah.
nitpicked stuff he did, and I love his mentality. I love the way he goes about it when he's healthy and when he's on the field. But
Yeah.
that's the guy that I'm going to look to, even though he's on a different team this year. I'm still going to tune in and watch all of his starts this year too.
Yeah, no, it's again, it's that's cool to hear. Hey, I was wondering, growing up, Ryan, any other sports you played, or like and when you really made that pivot, or was it always baseball for you?
Uh, always been for me.
Okay.
Yeah, even when I was 7, my parents like, "Do you want to try another sport?" And I'm like, "No, I'm good."
All right, that's great to hear. I mean, it must be great, like going. Walk me through it, like going through each level of playing, said baseball, and because it there's something unique, that it brings to the table, and then I mean, again, uh, you attended and graduated from Governor Livingston High School. I've seen played baseball. It just, I mean, it must be like bring a lot of satisfaction just to know, like at every level, you were able to, definitely excel and flourish as well.
Yeah, I would say that baseball really started to feel real and competitive, honestly, in middle school. I mean, we have a
Okay.
great middle school to high school program. I think
Hmm.
Governor has one of, if not the best program in New Jersey, just to prepare you for the next level. And then
Yeah.
obviously, Livingston playing for Chris Roof, it almost did feel like a college program in a way with our signs
Hmm.
and the mental stuff and the lifting. And when I got to college, there wasn't a huge transition for me because
Hmm.
I was already guided towards going to the next level there.
Yeah.
But I mean, that was some of the best baseball I played in my entire life. And unfortunately, because of COVID, so my senior year we didn't get to play, but we got to play in that last
Okay.
in the summer. So that
Okay.
was really special to play with all those guys from high school one last time. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's you bring up again another excellent point is that the fact that COVID really did a number in terms of with the seniors and just not having that last full season. But it must feel so refreshing. I mean, that the fact that getting back to a normal schedule, playing games, a full one, just going through that full calendar year, that's got to, like, again, provide that. You talk about the adrenaline, the motivation for you guys to go out there and perform as well.
Yeah, definitely. I think that COVID did a number on a lot of guys, and
Yeah.
obviously, when you get a full season taken away from you, it's hard to deal with.
Yeah.
Some people it was their last time ever playing baseball, and I
Hmm.
can't that felt like. But
Yeah.
getting back like the reality of having a full season and being able to go in every day and be close to people and just talk to your teammates. I
I
mean,
know.
it's definitely extremely refreshing after having all that stuff happen. So it's
Yeah.
definitely to be back to normal and be playing baseball again year round.
Yeah, really it put life into perspective, and it just a real eye opener, and just in terms of what can be taken away so easily. But the fact that
Yeah.
we've been able to rebound and recover, again, a testament to all those frontline workers out there, and just people that really made a difference. Hey, I have to ask you about you talk about that structure in place, and I think that's so essential because the fact that you're right. I mean, just by the time you reach college, it was really like almost a walk in the park for you. But
Yeah.
how about support from family? What has that meant through this entire journey, and especially when you threw that no hitter? Just the reaction from back from your hometown and from your family as well.
Yeah, I would say my family's obviously my biggest supporters so far through my entire career. And I
Mhm.
can't thank them enough for what they've done for me and helped me out when I needed the help. And obviously I'm 20 years old right now playing baseball.
Yeah,
So it's like they're paying for my training and doing all that stuff that I need them to do. So obviously they're a huge help for me and I couldn't thank
yeah,
them enough. And the reaction, I looked at my phone after I pitched. My
yeah.
mom sending me every single inning that I threw from the broadcast. Uh, like I said, my dad was down there with us, so like
Yeah.
obviously, mom watch and my dad there. That's it was nothing better.
Yeah, I mean that's like such a special bond to have your parent there, have your father there, and I'm sure that again, just to have that close connection. That again, that's so beautiful to see. Hey, I wanted a couple more just before I let you go. I wanted to ask you just about it's not just about being an athlete; it's being a student athlete as well, and that's again a very difficult task. I mean, in
Yeah,
terms of having that time management organization down pat, how have you been able to balance that role out? Because not everybody is cut out for that. You know, just again, it's something that is that people have to pay particular attention to, and especially if you want to move up to that next level in terms of a Division I school?
Yeah. Yeah, I feel the biggest thing for me was be obviously it's time management, but in my head,
Mhm.
it's how bad do you want it? How bad do you want to
Yeah,
get better? So
yeah,
sometimes, listen, if you have a test and it's due at 12 and you need to work out and you need to go to practice, you have to wake up at 4:30 in the morning
yeah, yeah,
and get it done from that end. And I just think about it's again, a lot of this stuff comes down to your mentality and how you're going to go about it.
yeah.
And I and the biggest thing for me so far.
That's great. That's great to hear. Hey, when it comes to the county college awards, just want to tell you about administration, athletic department, because I think that's key as well. That you receive that support system, for the team, for the players,
Yeah,
coaches.
definitely.
Uh, so, just if you want to describe that as well, here, Ryan.
Yeah, and obviously we have a great coaching staff. I talked about that,
Mhm.
but in terms of the athletic department, I mean they're all super helpful. You know, very involved. We'll be at the games. We'll come down and see us during practice. And I
Mhm.
mean the ones who send us to South Carolina to go get that full week
Yeah.
of football. And so yeah, can't thank them enough for what they're doing for our program and
Yeah.
helping us out today too. So they're really helpful and they're obviously ones who are also going to make the season go great for us.
I think that's just again awesome because the fact that you get to travel, you get to see a different part of this country, lifestyle, just the way other teams are playing. I'm sure I mean that's something that again you'll remember forever. The fact that you get to see a different state. Just talk about what that that meant to you and the rest of the team.
No, it was the trip that we were looking forward to since I
Yeah,
mean since I got here. I'm sure they've been looking forward to it since September when the fundraising and stuff started. But
yeah,
go down there with that group of guys, it was one of the best weeks of my life. I mean, just to go down there, spring break, play baseball, be with all your friends. I mean, there's nothing better. And I
yeah,
think every there could say the same thing. And we played well. We went 5-3, and that's just the cherry on top. Is that we went down there, we had fun, but we
yeah.
also played too.
Yeah, I think that's where you really develop that team chemistry, that
Yeah.
it's that cohesiveness, because that's where you really find out, it's said, I mean, your identity as a team, and then the fact that you can come back north and carry that, on for the rest of the season. Hey, I think you're just again a great role model here, Ryan, for those younger kids out there, and I'm wondering, and athletes. I'm wondering what would you say to him, because he's it's difficult out there. It's very challenging in terms of the climate we live in, social media as well, and trying to move up that ladder and find what sport you're good at. And if it's baseball, and one day try to be set in your shoes. I'm wondering what you would say to the kids out there. Just any advice and a message for them.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's something I wish I could have told myself when I was 15, 16 is don't let other people's words dictate what you do. I was told my whole life that either I'm not going to play in college, I'm not going to be able to play at the Division I level, I'm not going to hit whatever number on the gun, and I think it's tuning out what other people have to say and working hard and knowing what you could do.
Mhm.
And that's the biggest message. I see a lot of self-doubt even at the college level, and I think that the less self-doubt you have, that gives the more motivation you have, and I think that's what's going to make you a better player in the long run. And obviously to have fun and don't let it build up in your head too much, because baseball is a very mental game, and the more you
Yeah,
let it get in your head, then you never know what could happen. But I would just say
yeah.
have fun. Don't let people dictate what you do.
Yeah, no, definitely. Well said. I'm wondering, like, before you get the last word here, Ryan, is that when you're on that mound and you're facing, said the hitter, of course you have to have that communication with your catcher, and even beforehand, before you take the mound. So I'm wondering what's transpiring through your mind, as said in that moment.
Just like with the communication with my catcher,
Yeah, yeah.
he's my best friend on the team. So
Okay.
only have to take him off pitches in I think 4 starts twice the entire
Okay.
season. I mean, we've
Okay.
been on the same page pretty much every single pitch, which has
Yeah.
been awesome. He really knows how people throw, what they throw, what's working and what's not. Very
Yeah.
intellectual. So for me to get on the mound and know that I have a good catcher behind the plate, I mean that's a huge deal itself. But to have a guy I'm that close with on the team being my catcher, it's
Yeah.
awesome. Gives
Yeah,
you
especially in yeah, go ahead.
comfort.
Yeah, especially in those tight games and like, when it's really the game is on the line, that's again, is so critical. Hey, Ryan, you get the final word and message, here for, and well deserved, for family, friends, teammates, coaches. I know there are probably a lot of people you want to thank, even the County College of Morris administration athletic department. I really want to give you the floor here.
Yeah, no, I'd just like to thank my support system throughout my entire career, whether that would be my parents or other people. I've had an interesting college career with the transfers and stuff so far. So to finally and the injuries and to finally be able to go out on the field and show people what I could do to my fullest potential is just something that I've wanted for a long time. So I just like to thank everybody around me for helping me get to where I'm at now and going to continue it for the rest of the season.
Sounds good. Hey, Ryan, just a true honor and privilege being able to speak with you. Again, congratulations
Thank
on
you.
your success at the County College of Morris on the baseball team there. Not only this season, but throwing that no hitter. And, again, wishing you all the best the rest of the season. And, of course, at Sacred Heart University and definitely representing, as I said, your family, school and community proudly.
Yeah, no, just thank you for having me on. This has been awesome, and to be able to again get that exposure for junior college baseball is something that we all need. So I'd really like to thank you for having me on today and taking time out of your day to do so.
Thank you, Ryan.
Thank you.